How's it going, folks? I'm Mark from Like Minded Lunatics.
Howdy, I'm Ladi from Like Minded Lunatics T.V. What are we doing?
We are doing a Friday night reaction video. Now, Ladi, a lot of times in the past, we have looked at a lot of old music because I'm an old man and I'm stuck in my ways. And so occasionally I'll look at the trending video section of YouTube, and I gotta say, a lot of it I just don't feel at all.
Really?
Yeah.
None of it?
A lot of it's a lot of hip-hop stuff, and it's not the hip-hop I grew up with, and so it doesn't resonate with me.
Okay.
And let me be clear here, folks. I'm not saying that it's bad music. It's just not for me. I think that's a fair thing to say.
That's a fair thing to say.
But I was listening, and
it's like what I say about most of Mark's music.
about most of my music.
Go ahead.
But I feel like, I looked here recently, and there was one trending video that I saw that really, really struck me. And this is only 10 days old, and it's already got 3.5 million views.
Oh my God.
The artist is a gentleman by the name of Rod Wave, and this is going to make you sick, Ladi, born in 1998.
Oh my God.
God damn. This is the only thing I don't like.
He's a baby.
This is the only thing I don't like about this video is that the man is so young and so incredibly talented. It makes me sick, Ladi. But the song is called Boyz Don't Cry. We're going to watch the acoustic version because there is a more electronic version, but they use a lot of the auto-tune on it. And not because of his voice. It feels like an artistic choice.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
But to me, it kind of eliminates the emotion. So I thought we would watch the acoustic version because that's the one that struck me.
I just want to call attention to one thing.
Go ahead.
The last time I was here, Mark had me over there, but I must have really gotten discombobulated because he put me back over here, and I feel better on this side. I don't know why.
Feels more comfortable.
It does feel more comfortable.
Feels like home.
It feels like
is what Todd would say. Well, folks, it's tradition to have a beverage with our Friday night reaction video, and you don't have to have an alcoholic one because Ladi doesn't do alcoholic ones, but I am. I'm going with a Zilker Space Wolf Brewing.
Ooh, Space Wolf.
Look at the cover on that, Ladi. Isn't that beautiful?
I just like anything called Space Wolf.
And you've got a nice Topo Chico.
Topo!
Well, cheers, folks. We're going to take a look at Rod Wave, Boyz Don't Cry.
Tour bus sliding in the rain, headed out of state. So much going through my brain, I can barely think. Sometimes I get on my own and wander out of space. I love it, but I'm full of rage. Our past is full of pain. On a planet of my own, living like an alien. Think it's safe to say that I'll never be the same again. Never fall in love again, my heart is on the shelf. My music full of pain, but I keep my problems to myself. Keep my mouth closed, cause my thoughts sometimes can get too deep. My heart cold, my eyes closed, but I never go to sleep. I've been all alone going on 2 weeks, me, myself, and my sheets. We're gonna call your phone so we can speak, but it made me feel weak. Get on the internet and see the world, laugh by my depression. They painting perfect pictures, but I ain't buying what they selling.
I'm gonna stop here. What are you thinking so far?
My God, this is beautiful.
Isn't it gorgeous?
His voice is just wonderful. But I'm just reading all the lyrics as well because you put them on my side and he made them nice and big so I could actually read them.
Yeah.
This is beautiful.
Stunningly beautiful. And
he wrote everything as well?
This is all him.
Oh my God.
Shockingly mature for a 25-year-old, I feel like. This to me reads like Bob Seger's Turn the Page. You remember that song?
I'm going to tell you something, and hopefully you'll believe me. I have no idea what you're talking about. I do know who Bob Seger is. I've never heard this song called Turn the Page.
It's a famous song about touring.
The only song I know of his is Night Moves.
That's a good song, though.
But it's the only song I know.
God damn it, are we going to have to do a Bob Seger? It's about touring and about the stress that touring puts on an artist, being away from home and going from town to town and not recognizing things and feeling like you're being isolated and all that type of stuff. And I can't remember which artist it was I saw here recently talk about touring and just about how the general populace has this conception of it that it's fun, it's a great time, but it's actually an absolute nightmare.
Well, and you hear comedians say the same thing, that, going to a new city, it's always supposed to be, but it's not. At some point, it's just not. And
you
have no home.
It becomes the same. You don't get a chance to actually visit the city. You have to go do your art
You're
stuff.
working.
You sleep, and then you go to the next town. It's got to be just really just pressing.
Collect calls from the county, always could make me smile. Damn, brother, you was just on the streets and now you going to trial. Yeah, mama made it out the streets, I hope you finally proud. I can jump out with that K and broad, they shooting at the crowd. Now you getting on top the stage and they sing his music loud. Sing his music out loud. Take away my name, take away my throne. Take away my fame, let me keep my song. Smile.
That's heavy, right?
That is heavy. You know what is interesting to me? I don't know when this happened, but I'm so glad that this happened because I remember with MTV and in the 80s that if they just wouldn't have shown him. If you weren't skinny and beautiful and perfect, you were not on TV, we're not playing your videos, and we don't want to hear your music.
Right.
But something's happened to where we've grown to a world that's willing to look at people for who they are. And be all right with all the different people that are out there.
Yeah, I think that's literally the only good thing about the internet. And it's also the bad thing about the internet.
Yeah.
The democratization of...
There's some people we don't want to have a group.
Right. There's some people...
I'm sorry.
You know, in the 90s, I remember thinking as a tech nerd, oh, this internet thing is going to let everyone have a voice. It's going to be amazing. Now there's some people that they should not have voices. But I'm glad that Rod Wave does. And I think that that's kind of the power of like TikTok and YouTube and stuff like that, is that these folks who don't have labels, which in the past is what would have dictated success. If you have a label backing your success, otherwise you don't. You're not.
But and now we're not. You're not bound by, because MTV was bound by very much the American aesthetic of what beauty is.
Sure.
Now this is all over the world. So other countries who do not adhere to us get to see other people, and they get to see a better side of us.
I agree. And it gives people from smaller cultures, minorities, it gives them a voice that's not the voice that has been written for them by society at large.
Yes.
This man has a voice that is unlike a lot of other voices we've seen from the African American community. He's singing so well, so beautifully.
He's got a beautiful voice.
And these lyrics are stunning.
And where did you see this?
This was on the trending thing on YouTube. Wow. It's usually useless. Well, for me, again, there's a lot of...
we're not trendy.
We're not trendy. There's a lot of Latino stuff that trends. I'm stupid and can't speak Spanish. Even though I lived in San Antonio for 12 years. How embarrassing is that?
Hey, I know people who lived in America and you still aren't sure they're speaking English.
Right. Well, I've got a lot of friends, and I'm sure you do too, who are of Mexican descent. Like one generation away, can't speak a bit.
Well, yeah, yes, I get that.
I don't know what Grandma's saying. No clue.
Well, you know, for a long time you couldn't, because there was a time when you moved here.
A pressure to stop that.
Yeah. You shouldn't. Why are you talking that?
Yeah.
Smiling on the outside, inside dying, listening to a grown man crying. Oh, 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 sound like oh. Boyz don't cry, you know, boys don't cry. Yeah. Boys don't cry, you know, boys don't cry.
Well, that was really a nice surprise.
It was good,
I've
right?
never seen this. I don't know what's trending, but this was really, it is a beautiful voice and a beautiful song.
It reminds me of, I know this is going to sound like a leap, but I promise it's not. My wife and I just got finished watching the documentary on American Gladiators on Netflix. Do you remember that TV show?
No.
American Gladiators was a show where they had gladiators go up against competitors, and it was basically like a pre-American Ninja style show, a competition thing.
Okay.
And one of the gladiators, he tells his story, and you know, growing up, he was always taught to be tough, to be athletic, and all that type of stuff. And when his brother died, he started crying at the funeral, and he had a relative tell him that boys don't cry. And so he grew up with that mentality. And after a lot of therapy, at the end of this documentary, he sits there and he goes, you know, I was taught that boys don't cry, but men do.
You know,
And it was a beautiful moment.
there's a whole generation of people out there I would just like to go slap in their face.
You and me both.
I mean, what is wrong with people telling something like that? God, what is wrong?
At a funeral, no less. Boys don't cry.
Don't cry.
Boys don't cry.
What an idiot.
But you know what? Men do. Men do. And I think that this song is just absolutely gorgeous.
It is a beautiful song. His voice is amazing. And now I want to listen to the other version that you told me is out there. So I have something to compare it to just because I like him. Now I like him.
Maybe we'll do a comparison. That's a good matchup video. The only reason I didn't pick it was because using auto-tune has become an artistic choice rather than a crutch. And for whatever reason, I think because I grew up in a time before auto-tune, whenever I hear it removes the emotion.
Well, plus I like this. It's the bare bones, just his rendition of the song in his pure hymn, and it's beautiful.
And just one person playing piano. There's something so moving about a piano, isn't there?
Yeah,
I feel like that's the reason it's been around for so long.
They have been around for a while.
Oh gosh, just that.
That and bones. People used to play bones.
Play the bones. Well, folks, let us know in the comments what you think. Hopefully you enjoyed this live.
I did. This was good. Sometimes you show me something that scares me. This didn't scare me at all. This was nice.
Good.
I'm very impressed, Mark.
Well, folks, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. We're trying to build the channel, and your support always helps. Please make sure you check out some of our other content. We have a section called Ladi's Rockucation. Oh, and we are selling merchandise too.
Look at our shirts.
Yeah, you can, if you want to get an LML shirt, you can go check those out. So take care of yourselves, folks.
Adios.
Ladi, now we'll see you soon.